Let's look at y equals -3. We've been asked to graph that. Okay, we're going to end up graphing it. Well, in order to graph it, I either need to know the x and y intercepts, or I need to know the slope and the y-intercept. Alright, so this is just as y equals -3. What do you think is the value of the number in front of x? If there was a 1 there, I would have it say y equals x minus 3. So it's not a 1. A lot of times when it's 1, we don't write it down, but we at least write the x down. So what do you think it is if I don't even write the x down? 0. So your slope in this particular problem is 0. 0 over 1, because slope is driving directions. It tells me how to maneuver on the grid. What is your y-intercept in this one? -3. Okay, so let's graph. Where do I start the graph? When you go to graph one of these things, always start at the beginning. So what starts with a B? The y-intercept, because that's your beginning. So where do you put your first dot? -3. From your y-intercept, apply your slope. What does your slope tell you to do here? Up 0 and over how many? 1. So my dot ends up being right there.
Well, that's your slope?
That's your slope. It's 0 over 1. Up 0 over 1. What kind of line do we have a line. It's a straight line. It's linear. What kind of line is it? It's a horizontal. Now why does it make the O super large? Because your slope is 0. So what will the equation of a horizontal line look like? This is what it will look like. Y equals -3. It's a horizontal line that goes through where y equals -3. So if I had y equals 5, what kind of line would that be? That would be a horizontal line that went through where? Where y equals 5. Any questions on horizontal lines? Anybody? Okay. Well, what's the other kind of line? Vertical. X equals 2. That's the equation of a vertical line. So if you're going to graph that, x equals 2. Do you see a y in that equation at all? No. So it doesn't really matter what y is. X is always going to be 2. So if y is 0, x is 2. If y is 5, x is still 2. All the way up and down that line, that is my vertical line. Slope is undefined. There is a line there. It is a linear. It's vertical. Okay, a vertical line has a slope that's undefined. Any questions on vertical and horizontal? Okay. One more thing we need to talk about today, and that's standard form. Write this on your paper. Standard form is AX plus BY equals C, where A, B, and C are real numbers. Everything you know about today is real numbers. Okay? They're actually integers in this text. In this textbook, they have to be integers. What is an integer? That means there won't be any fractions or decimals, okay? And A and B are not both 0 at the very same time. One can be 0, and then the other one can be 0, but not at the same time. So they're going to give you a problem like y equals 3/4 x plus 2. And they're going to ask you to write in standard form. Okay? Well, there's some rules for this. You can't have any fractions or decimals. Do you know of a way I can get rid of fractions? If I have a fraction in an equation, what can I do to get rid of it? Multiply by the reciprocal. I really don't even have to be that fancy. I could just multiply by the denominator. Okay, I can multiply by the reciprocal, but honestly, if I did that, I think I'd end up with another fraction on my y. So I'm just going to multiply everything by 4. In this problem, I'm going to multiply everything by 4, and it's going to clear that fraction out of there. We'll multiply everything by 4. What's 4 times y? What's 4 times 3/4? Well, there's several ways you can do that. What's 4 times 3? 12, and 12 over 4 is 3. Or you could say that's like having 4 over 1 times 3 over 4, and you can reduce these. But either way, you're going to end up with 3x. What's 4 times 2? 8. And your fraction's gone. Now, the end goal is for you to have the x piece, the y piece, equal sign, and the number. How close am I to that? Well, this is what I want at the end. Something times x plus something times y equals a constant. And here's my equal sign right now, and there's where my equal sign needs to be at the end. Tell me one thing that's in the correct location right now. The y. The 4y is in the right spot, so don't move it.
Why is that? How is it in the correct?
Because it's on the left side of the equal sign. See, here's your equal sign. You want your y part right here. What about the 3x? Does it need to be on the right side with the 8, or does it need to be on the other side? Okay. What do I need to do to remove the 3x from the right side and insert it on the left side? Subtract 3x. So now this says negative 3x plus 4y equals 8. Did that fix my problem? Do I have it in the right form now? Is it the x, then the y, then the equal sign, and then the constant? Negatives are allowed. Fractions are not, but negatives are allowed. So, do we think we're done? We are. So this answer is negative 3x plus 4y equals 8. Let's do another one. Y equals negative 2/5 x plus 1. And we need to write in standard form. So what do you need to do first? Are we allowed to have fractions? No. What can I do to eliminate the fraction? Multiply by the denominator. Well, let's focus right here.
What is the fraction? Wouldn't it be 5 over 1 and you multiply it to 10 over 5?
Oh, yeah, there you go. Light bulb. 5 times y is 5y. 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. And negative 10 over 5 is negative 2. Or you could have just canceled those. Plus 5. Don't forget to multiply 5 by all three parts. Okay? Now, is this in standard form? Remember, standard form wants something x plus something y equals something. No, I want the x part first. Okay, Austin, is everything lined up like it's supposed to be? Tell him what to do. Add 2x to each side. So I have 2x plus 5y equals 5. Do we think we can do this? Okay. Homework today, page 301. 2 through 34 even, and then number 37. That's 18 problems, and I know you got about 15 minutes.